Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Matt Mitchell Show. I'm DJ Foster, joined by Grand Valley State head football coach Matt Mitchell. Coach, a tough rivalry loss to Ferris State on Saturday night, 42-17 loss to number 16 Ferris State. Again, a top 25 opponent for the third straight week. It was 14-10 late in the second half. You guys were back in the game. Ferris scored a late touchdown and then kind of took control in the second half. Talk about what they did to kind of pull away late in the first half and then into the second half as well.
Yeah, I mean, in the first half, in the first possession, we came up with the stop and kind of traded scores after that. I think, a couple big plays that occurred in the second quarter that really hurt our football team is, we fumbled and gave them great field position. Then we had a 3rd and 10 situation where he pulled down and scrambled, and we lost leverage on our defense. And he's obviously a great football player, and made us pay with that specific play on the scramble. And got the thing down there, and then that was a big turn of events. We had the ball, we fumble, and they score that touchdown. And then able to get some stops, and I think they got the ball back with a minute some change left in the first half, and got them to a 4th and 1. To their credit, they got aggressive on their own 25 and went forward on 4th and 1 after we called the timeout, and then we gave up another a big pass play. And so instead of being potentially 14-10 heading into the half, you sit there and look up and it's 21-10. And then to start the second half, DJ, it was it really poor play on both sides of the ball. We get the ball, we go 3 and out, and give up a touchdown, a legitimate touchdown drive, and then obviously we throw a pick and they score in the next possession. So we really got hurt by big plays. We in the rushing attack, Vanderland had a lot of carries. I think he had like 28 carries, and kind of hurt us a little as the game wore on. But we slowed a lot of the other guys down in the rushing attack, but they made us pay through the air. Too many big chunk plays over the top of our defense, which with our young secondary, was exposed in the ODU game late, and obviously got exposed again against Ferris State.
No solace with this, but you've had arguably the toughest schedule in the country with 3 top 25 teams the first 3 weeks, 2 of those on the road. Any positives you were able to bring out of this game? The defensive line seemed to play well. Matt Judon, Isaiah Dunning, you had 8 tackles for loss. Any positives you can pull away from this one? Well,
I think we're getting some of our guys on defense are fighting and playing well. As you mentioned, our guys up front, Frank Boenzi, Isaiah Dunning, Matt Judon. Brad Horling continues to play well. Devontae Jones, he gave up the one play to Lampman early, which was a bang-bang play, but he also knifed in, made some plays, and made some tackles. So we have some guys on defense that are, have played well through 3 games and are really putting our, team in a position in the first 2 ball games. Maybe not so much this one as it got out of hand, but in the first 2 ball games, give us a chance to win. So, you take away those performances that you're getting out of some of your defensive players as positives.
Lake Erie this week, they come in with a pretty solid offense so far this year, 41 points and 47 points the last 2 weeks. Now they're just 1 and 2 overall, but they bring in, I believe it's Anthony Bilal, I think that's how you pronounce it. He's averaging 10 yards a carry, 12 touchdowns, leads the country. He's the leading rusher in the GLIAC so far. Talk about him specifically, but their offense as well.
Oh, he's good. I mean, he's really good. He's dynamic, extremely dynamic, especially when he gets past the line of scrimmage and gets in the back end of defenses. There's very few teams that are able to tackle him one-on-one, and he's extremely electric. And so if you haven't had a chance to see him play, which they've not been on the schedule the past couple of years, I would encourage you to come out because he's a very good player, and we're going to have our hands full defensively, stopping him. And they run a spread style attack, 4 wideouts, and they really do a good job of spreading the field around and trying to get matchups. They run a lot of option principles. There is a little bit of carryover based on some of the Ferris State things, but with Ferris State, Vanderland's was a big physical runner. Now you got more of a speed and space type guy. When he gets in the back end, he's dangerous. So there's a reason, this offense the past couple of years put up some just ridiculous numbers, and him individually has put up some ridiculous numbers, and it's not by accident that that's happened. I mean, they've got some talent on that side of the ball.
Defensively, though, they've struggled. That's why they're just 1 and 2 so far. 66 points in the opener against Ashland, 48 against Hillsdale. That was in a close loss, and then 36 last week in a high-scoring victory over Walsh. You haven't played them since 2011, as you mentioned. So what do you know about their defense, and what do you kind of hope to expose?
Well, I think they've that's a little bit of the MO been their team, is that they've had some explosive offenses, but their defense hasn't quite gotten up to that pace. So this has got to be a week where our offense has got to start contributing and taking charge, because we're going to be stressed again, from the defensive side of the ball. And certainly on paper, it appears, based on paper, of the of our first 4 opponents, this is the defense that has not been as strong as the others. And so we got to get some confidence back on the offensive side of the ball. We're lacking playmaking ability. We have playmakers in our building, but we're not making plays. Like, we're not putting them in good enough positions as coaches to make plays, and then they're not making those plays. We've got to get some excitement, back into our offense. We've got to get some energy. We've got to get some bounce in our step, because we've obviously lacked that. And so this has got to be a deal where it's more about Grand Valley than it is about Lake Erie, and we've got to go out and make some plays on the offensive side of the ball.
Obviously a tough situation for you guys to be in with the start. What will your message be to your team this week?
Well, I mean, we've got to get, we got to get Heath Parling back healthy. That's the first thing we got to try to do, is get him healthy, because he brings so much to the table from a leadership standpoint, and a grit and competitiveness, and we need that right now on offense, that competitiveness. So it'd be interesting to see how he progresses this week and try to get him back out there Saturday. But offensively, we've got to see some fight. We got to see some guys scratching and clawing and fighting, and really like I said, try to be more physical, between the tackles and up inside, and then try to stretch the field and get more explosive on the outside. That'll be our message to our team, especially our offensive side of the ball. Like, let's get more physical inside. Let's go more explosive on the outside. Let's go make some plays. Let's go make some plays as an offense, and get some excitement back to Grand Valley football based on getting the ball with some bigger explosive chunk plays.
Grand Valley State welcomes in Lake Erie this Saturday night in Lover Stadium. It's a 7 p.m. start, so come on out. It's also Family Day this Saturday night. Mitch, thanks for your time today, and good luck this week.
Thanks.
Thanks for watching the Matt Mitchell Show here on the Grand Valley Sports Network.